Welcome to another episode of Online Brand Video Review, in which you recommend a business and I review the effectiveness of that business's overall online brand. My business partner, Karen Chaki, and I are experts at helping businesses just like yours to get more customers and sales using digital marketing. Today, we're going to be looking at Aube's Plumbing and Heating in Falmouth and serving the greater Portland area in Maine. It's actually my second attempt at doing Aube's because there were some very interesting things that I hadn't seen before. So today we're going to be looking at Aube's webpage, search results, Google My Business, Facebook page, Facebook ad library, and finally I'll do a wrap-up. Here we go. Okay, here we are on Aube's webpage. I'm going to refresh it so you can see that little pop-up in the lower right-hand corner. That is some kind of messaging window saying, let's talk, with a little logo of Aube's Heating and Plumbing with this little pipe. I love it. Something that comes in your face, but is not too intrusive, that's asking you to interact with the company. Good stuff there. So what is their domain? It's aubesplumbing.com, because it's Aubes, which is the name of the family and the company that runs it, and the word plumbing. So you get your keyword, and you get the name of the company. Could you do Aubes Plumbing Heating? Sure, you could get one more keyword in there, but Aubes Plumbing is a good domain name. Okay, looking at the top here, we have an action item to email them. Very nice. You click on that, opens up Gmail, and you go from there, blah, blah, blah. Now, when I did that, it actually punched me out of the web page, so I'm going to have to back-click to go back to the web page. You can have that automatically open in another page as well, which I would recommend. Over on the right, we've got your Facebook link. We're going to open up that Facebook page, but I'm not going to go to look at it right now. All right, here we are on the main page. I love that center logo, all piped into one. Don't necessarily like logos in the center. Your eye looks upper left first, so that's a little, it is not the first thing you see. But I love the actual logo, that it's in the shape of a square. It looks like pipes, and it has a phrase, a catchphrase, all piped into one. Call us today. Is it a hot link? Let's find out. And yes, it'll let me call from my cell phone. I like that. 24-hour service, servicing Falmouth and the greater Portland area and more. We'll have more to talk about on that later. You got your home button. What do we do button? Let's click there real quick. What do we do? Sewer and drain cleaning, commercial heating in Falmouth, Maine. The sewer and drain cleaning of Aubes Cleaning and Plumbing in Falmouth, Maine is incredibly thorough. We also provide commercial heating services. If you need more than plumbing services for your bathroom, we also do full renovations if desired. So they do a number of things. I want to remember some of those key words. Sewer and drain cleaning, commercial heating. And there it is again, Falmouth, Maine. That's going to become important. Aubes Plumbing crew and contact us. I'm just going to stay on the homepage for now and show that they love to have pictures of their family, and I love to see pictures of their family. Love it. Making it personalized is a great story that you're telling. These pictures appear to be of a restaurant that perhaps they did the plumbing for. It's interesting. You can do Alt, where you hover over a picture that tells you what it's of. And we'll touch on that in a minute as well. Okay, coming down to the bottom here, we've got photos or compliment of carryaube.com. Cool, referencing appears to be a family member's photography business. Love it. Browse to our website. Home, what do we do? Aubes Plumbing crew, contact us. It's just a repeat. Perfect. Telephone numbers, both of them clickable. Email, clickable. And reference to Facebook. And, of course, the credit cards you take as well. Then we have a contact form. If all those other methods of clicking through to you wasn't enough, you got a contact form. So that's a pretty well-built plumbing and heating website. Okay, I'm going to jump into some SEO, jump into the HTML code supporting the page. But before I do that, I wanted to look at the Favicon. Favicons are the little icons that show up at the top of your browser to mark off tabs. F for Facebook. There's my Google Voice Favicon. There it is there. There's Aubes Plumbing and Heating. It's a little gray square. It's a little piece of pipe with the word Aubes. Very unreadable. I would definitely recommend going with this icon here of the square with the water dripping, perhaps against a white background. And don't put any words in it. Just put that. Something that catches your eye that you remember from the web page. So we'll get into that in a minute. So I'm going to jump over to the HTML code. Here I've opened it up here in another tab. And the very first thing I notice is that there's this huge blank space between the head and the script starting. So that's kind of weird. I'm going to do a Control F, and I'm going to look for Facebook. I want to know if you have a pixel. Google. I want to know if you have analytics running. And I also want to look at if you have any alt names for your images. All very important and good things to do for proper SEO. So let's start with here. Facebook shows up 12 times on the page. Social icons, Facebook background. These are all link related. And here, this actually has the link to your Facebook page. This is just to get us over there. Nothing to do with pixels yet. Facebook pages, DM social, Yeah, nothing at all to do with pixels. So I'm going to back that off down to FBQ, which is another giveaway for Facebook Pixel, and it does not show up. And lastly, this little guy up here is a Facebook Pixel helper, and he is not registering any pixels on your page. So next one I want to go through is Google. It says Google Analytics, but it doesn't say the name of or the number associated with your business. So we'll get into that a little bit more. Last thing I wanted to look at was alt equals. You search on alt equals, it's going to give you all the places that you've given a separate name to something. It's something that the audience doesn't regularly see, but the Google search engines do. So here's one here. This is a PNG. That means it's a photograph, and the alt name for it is Aube's Plumbing and Heating. And the title is Aube's Plumbing and Heating. So you're getting your name in there a lot. Here's the next one. There is nothing written for the alt for this particular photograph. Let's look at another one. So alt names for images. I'll go into that a bit later. Now we're looking at your title. The title is what shows up when you hover over that thing we call the Favicon. So here I can hover over it. It says Plumber, Falmouth, Maine, Aube's Plumbing and Heating, aubesplumbingandheating.com. Now the title is not normally seen, but it's seen by Google little web crawlers every single night, all the time, 24/7, 365, looking for information that it can match up between Facebook and City Search and Yahoo and Yelp and listing this and listing that to coordinate how to build your Google My Business page, amongst other things, how you show up in a web search. Write a sentence, have it involve the word sewer, cleaning, grease trap. You had some other keywords there or services that you sell, and also other areas. You serve the greater Portland area, but the only place ever mentioned is Falmouth, Maine, and we'll look into that a little bit more. Okay, so now we're looking at description, also in the meta text. Meta text name description. You have Aube's Heating, Plumbing in Falmouth, Maine is the obvious choice for plumbing services in the area. Call this phone number for a free estimate. That's better. That's actually better for a title. It's a sentence. It's got more keywords in it. You've got your phone number in it. I would still add a couple of the other city names that you consider to be your service area, and we'll get to why that's so important. Now, an interesting little subnote is right above that is the meta text name keywords, and you put in plumber, drain cleaner, sewer cleaning, commercial heating, Falmouth, Maine. Here's the beauty of that is that would be ideal because you have other things you do. You have drain cleaning, sewer cleaning, commercial heating. Once again, you have Falmouth, Maine. But the problem with keywords is Google no longer looks at keywords. It's been a number of years since they look specifically at the meta text name keywords. They don't look at it anymore. What they're looking at instead is descriptions and titles and alt names for images on your page. And so that's very important to understand. Google's not seeing the word drain cleaning or sewer cleaning or commercial heating in there, or it isn't seeing it anymore because they don't look at keywords. So, all right, well, I wanted to look at some of the other descriptions you've got. And lo and behold, there's pretty much the same. Aube's Heating, Plumbing, Falmouth, obvious choice, plumbing, phone number, blah, blah, blah. And here it is again. Now, those are showing up in other meta names. Meta name for Twitter, meta name for property. What you want to do is you want to mix those up. You can come up with half a dozen sentences that represent every single one of the services you provide in every one of the service areas that you want to provide them. And you sprinkle them throughout the meta text of your HTML code and your alt images. So now I want to move on to one more thing. So I did a quick search on the actual city, Falmouth. Falmouth shows up a dozen times in your code. That's very good if somebody is searching on the word Falmouth, Falmouth, Maine. Like if you're standing in Falmouth, Maine, and you're holding your phone and you type in plumbers in Falmouth, Maine, you're going to get the top hit, and I will show you that later. And this is what confused me when I tried to do this video before. But what we're going to learn is that if that's, first of all, not really how people search anymore. They hold their phone and they say, I need a plumber, or plumber's near me. And your web page isn't going to come up in their search results because they're not typing the physical word Falmouth. And I'll show you examples of that as we go forward. But very important to note, you've got Falmouth showing up a dozen times. And just To back that up, you have the word Portland showing up twice. Portland area, greater Portland area, which is great. But, well, first of all, it doesn't say greater. It says great Portland area. And Google is very, very specific when it comes to words. But again, are people really searching, I need a plumber in the greater Portland area? No, it's near me. And there's ways that Google matches up what that means. And we'll get into that in a minute. Okay, here's the talk about your webpage from the notes. Your domain, Aube Plumbing. It's a very good domain. If there was ever a need to add, make another domain, I would add the word heating. Why not? Aube Plumbing Heating, no problem. Longer URLs are not a problem any longer. Logo placement is center. That's not the first place the human eye looks, but the intertwining pipe graphic works for me, and all pipes into one, those two things work together for me. General notes, plenty of actionable buttons on the main page. Click to call, email, schedule, contact, love it. Favicon, yes, but you can't read it. I would highly recommend either allow me or somebody else to make that intertwining pipe graphic the size of the Favicon, and that'll punch out. Have that nice bright blue on a black or a white background. So yeah, recommend changing that. Cell phone versus PC. I didn't show you this, but I did look it up on my cell phone, and your web page comes out pretty good. I don't know if you can see that, but your web page comes out pretty good on a cell phone. So I was pleased with that. And then, but I wrote not good. There's a reason I wrote that. Hold on, I'm going to fix that. So I just fixed that to good because I was using a program that emulated a cell phone, and it didn't do a good job. On my actual cell phone, a Samsung, it worked fine. So hover keywords. Over your title is Plumber, Falmouth, Maine, Aube Plumbing and Heating. Again, I think you can get some more keywords in there, and we're saying the word Falmouth too many times. Facebook pixel, no, didn't see one. Google Analytics, I don't think so, didn't see them. SEO keywords, in your description, you've got Aube Plumbing and Heating, Plumbing in Falmouth, Maine, there's Falmouth again, obvious choice for plumbing services in the area, call this number. So a good opportunity to put greater Portland area, which you do have twice on the page, but let's get it in there at least half a dozen times and drop the number of times that Falmouth shows up. And let's get the name of other cities that you would like to serve. You know, be specific to where you want to go and that are in Maine, or even zip codes work too. And having the phone number is really great. And then for alt names, you have a few, but they're very limited in the keywords that represent your services and locations. So let me go into a little bit about what alt names mean. If you were visually impaired, there are keyboards and programs that allow you to surf the internet. And instead of seeing, because you can't see, the images that are in front of you, it automatically reads the alt names behind the images. That's why they're there, or one of the main reasons that they're there. Now, coincidentally, Google spiders at night crawl over your web page and look at every single one of those alt names. And each one should tell a story. Think of the visually impaired when you're writing the story, meaning in terms of what is it a picture of? Put more pictures like you have a picture of your family. This is the Aube family. We are 3 generations. We provide plumbing and heating and drain cleaning services in Falmouth and Casco and whatever other names of the cities throughout the greater Portland area. Boom! Make it a nice, very SEO friendly, search engine optimization friendly sentence every time, every photo, something unique. Okay, keywords in general. Plumber, drain cleaning, sewer cleaning, commercial heating. I wrote that down because, like I said on the earlier, that Google doesn't really use the keywords one anymore, but you've got some good keywords in there, and you should put them elsewhere in the alt names because that's what Google's using today. All right, we're going to jump into search results now. Okay, we're going to do a search results section, which means I'm using a clean browser. By that, I mean I'm using Firefox, and I'm not logged into it, and I have it in incognito mode. And that's about as clean as you can get. I'm going to search on the term plumbing repair in Falmouth, Maine, and follow me along on this journey, and let me know if you don't think my reasoning is good here. All right, what do we got? Plumbing repair in Falmouth, Maine. Who is the top result? You go down to the map section, which is a very important section that you want to be in. Top hit is Aube's Plumbing and Heating. And when I saw this, I was like, well, that's interesting. They didn't seem to have very many keywords, and they didn't seem to to push their any kind of physical address or zip code or anything that a map would want to be related to. So why are they showing up as number one? They've got good ratings, 4.3 out of 10 reviews, 4.3 stars isn't bad. And then I started digging into it a little bit. And first I'm going to go through your Google My Business page, and then I'll come back to the results. Let's try that. So this is called a Google My Business page. What that means is when anyone sets up a business and starts doing business in the area, Google starts picking up on the name of the business, the address of the business, the zip code, the area that it serves, reviews, especially Google reviews, but it'll also look inside Facebook reviews and city search and things like that. And it starts taking the top three indicators, name, address, and phone number, and matching them up across the internet to the place called your business. And when it thinks it's got something, it puts it up on the internet and calls it your name, Aube Plumbing and Heating. You didn't do this. Google did this for you. Now, what businesses are supposed to do is go to Google and claim their business. The minute you claim your business, you can add all of the information that might be incorrect on it. You can add further reviews. You can add photographs. You can add your logo, that little pipe thingy. You can do all kinds of things. But what I discovered yesterday is I don't think you guys have claimed your business. And that's kind of a big deal. The number one reason it's a big deal is because anybody can claim your business. And if you don't believe me, search it on the internet, and there's a ton of people waiting to claim their business back from strangers who have taken their Google My Business account. And once you take it, you can do anything you want to it. So you want to be on top of this. And I want to, if I can't impart anything more important to you, then claim your Google My Business if you haven't already. All right, so let's look at what Google thinks your Google My Business is, and how did I determine that you don't have it? Well, let's jump there let's just walk through it. So it's got a link to your website. You can save it. You got 4.3 stars, which isn't bad. Out of 10 Google reviews, I think you need more. You're a heating contractor. That's one tip off right there. That's what Google thinks you are, is a heating contractor. Okay, whatever, you do it, but you're actually called plumbing and heating, but okay. It says you're open 24 hours. And it's got a phone number, suggested edit, and then what's this little link here? Own this business right here. We're going to look at that in a minute. Write a review. And there's your reviews. You got 10 reviews that are 5 stars and a couple of 2s and 1s. Very happy with the service. Bill and Wendy for love of food and drink. Came for the follow-up wait. Here's some good reviews. There's some not so good reviews. And we move on down, and we have that they know your website, Aube Plumbing and Heating. There you are on Yelp. And Plumber Contact is also from your website. So all in all, this is what confused me. It's not a bad Google My Business page. Good reviews. You show up in the right spot on that particular search. But what's missing? There's no address, which is a little strange. Now, I understand you're a plumber. Maybe you can work out of your house. I don't know. But typically, Google My Business is going to want to see a physical address. There's no email. That's not huge, but a little strange. There's no photographs. That's very strange. There's no logo. There's no nothing. So I started tipping me off to that. So then I was like, okay, maybe it's the word Falmouth, because that's when I went back to your webpage and I saw that it appears over a dozen times on your webpage. And so let's look up, let's start with the big Portland area, Maine. I don't know if that makes any sense as a search, but let's look at this. So now we got plumbing repair in Portland area, Maine. So here's somebody, Pine State from Westbrook, Rick's Plumbing from Gorham, CZ Plumbing, ABC Plumbing, SP Plumbing, Sheldon's Richard, P. Waltz, Mayetta, 207. There's Aubes down there. Now you're not on the top page of top results. You've been pushed way down. And again, all it has is your website link and nothing to do with an address or anything like that, because it's the same Google My Business account. You're pushed way down. You would not see that on the opening page of map listings. Let me prove that real quick. So here I am searching plumbing repair in Portland area, Maine. Once again, we get those guys at the top who paid for their spots and blah, blah, blah. And here we are. This is what shows up. Rick's Plumbing, Pine State, and CZ. You have to click something, more businesses, to move on from there. And look, they don't even have as good Google reviews as you. And you're not showing up under Portland area, Maine. Well, what about Freeport? All right, Freeport. ABC, Doghouse, Southern Maine, A Plumber, Briggs. There's Aubes down there, but not at that top spot again. All right, so here we are looking specifically in Windham, Maine. Pretty close. There's Falmouth right there, so it's right around the corner from you. Empire, Dave, McGowan, Ken Luce, Water System, LeClaire's, Kirby. So we're way off the front page of results right now of map results. Sturgis, BW, DJ, McPherson, Steinar, Plumbing Works, Home Services, Ferguson, Lombard. Nothing. I'm fairly certain you guys service Windham, but nobody is finding you on the first page of map listings for Windham. What about Cumberland? Let's try that real quick. That you service in the Cumberland, Maine area too. DJ, Mark O'Brien, Maine Association, Yarmouth. There's Alps. Now you wouldn't be on the front page of map listing, but you did show up, so that's good. That's a good sign. And once again, it's probably your excellent reviews, over 4-star review, that is pushing you. Because look above that, this guy's got no reviews, and this guy's got no reviews, and he show up above you. There's a 5-star, and there's a 4.8. But there's guys with no reviews that are getting above you in the map, and I think it's because A, you haven't claimed your Google My Business, and you need to put the detailed information about your business in it, and more keywords about your services flushed throughout your website and the areas you serve. Name every single town that you would think. New Gloucester, Popeville, Gorham, Buxton, wherever you go, or ideally where you want to go, and really punch those towns, their zip codes, and whatnot, so that we can get you higher into the realistic Google Map listings. All right. Just to drive that point home a little bit more, I went ahead and searched on what does Google think Falmouth, Maine is? And that's what it thinks it is. It thinks it's that area. So, and it's that specific. So if you don't have the word Cumberland and Yarmouth and Popeville and Windham and Westbrook and Back Cove and Portland showing up a number of times in the search engine optimization language within your web page or on your Google My Business page, Google's not going to put you in front of people that are calling from Cumberland, Yarmouth, Popeville, Windham, Westbrook. It's just not going to do it. And at least not that often. Nothing's 100%. But you want to be on the top of the page for every search within your service area, and that's what I can help you do. Okay, here we are searching on plumbing repair in Yarmouth, Maine, town right next to you, but I don't think it's mentioned on your webpage specifically. And so as we roll down, we go past the ads, we see you're not showing up in the map. Yarmouth Plumbing and Plumbing Incorporated are showing up in the map. And now I want to see how far down you are on Google results themselves. Home Advisor gets the top, Angie's List, Yelp, Yellow Book, Yellow Pages, Routerman, BBB, plumbing, ad. So let's jump into page 2 and add, lots of ads. Manta, there's Alps. You're in page 2. Not too bad. Page 2 is not the worst, but nobody ever goes to page 2. Okay, here's the wrap up for search results. I did it in a clean browser. And do you have a Google ad? No, you do not. Do you have map results for Falmouth, Maine Plumber? You're on the map. But any other town around Portland, the serving area that you serve, including Yarmouth right next door, and you don't show up. Map results for Falmouth, Maine commercial heating, you were on the map. But again, any town in your service area other than Falmouth, you don't show up. Google search results for Falmouth, Maine Plumber, one of the top hits. Again, well done. But as we saw, Yarmouth, Maine, no, you don't show up. You're on page 2. Google search results for Falmouth, Maine commercial heating, I didn't show you that, but in Falmouth, you're the top. In any other town in the surrounding area, you're not. You're on another page. Again, competition, I just wrote down 2 people that consistently showed up ahead of you on the map. And if we end up working together, that's the kind of thing where I can investigate on why they're showing up ahead of you, although I already have, as I've explained, a very good idea of why that's happening. Let's move on. All right, so here we are again. I just searched plumbers in Yarmouth, Maine. Of course, Yarmouth Plumbing shows up number 1 because they have their name in there. In the name is Yarmouth. And then you're not in the top results. We're going to go down back to the lower results. Plummet, James. So there's Aubes. I'm going to open up Aubes, Google My Business, and then can I own this business? Now I'm in a logged in browser, and let's see what happens. Own this business? Click. Find and manage your business. So it wants me to type in the name of it. So Aubes Plumbing. Oh, Aubes Plumbing and Heating in Falmouth, Maine. I can click on that. And then it's going to find it. What's the name of your business? Aube Plumbing and Heating. By continuing, you agree to follow the terms of services and blah, blah, blah. I click next. Choose the category that best fits your business. So if you can see where this is headed, I don't want to own your business. I want you to own your business, but I can own your business. And I would like for you to get out there and do it. If you need my help, please give me a call. I just want to get your business on Google My Business in your name. All right, let's move on. So on the Google My Business, is it claimed? No. Please claim your business. Does it have a logo on it? Of course not. Does it have reviews? Yes. 4.6 out of 10 reviews. That's really not bad. Replies to reviews? No replies to reviews. I looked at that the other day too. And name, address, and phone. It just has phone because it's nowhere on your webpage, your address. So that's the reason why Google built it that way. And that was part of why I was scratching my head and figured out that you don't have any actually claimed it yet. Okay, for Facebook page, we're going to look at whether or not you have your logo in the banner or some kind of version of your logo in the little circle, whether you have a good short name, whether your automated messenger shows up, and whether or not web page, address, phone, email in the About section, and what your most recent post is. Let's take a look. Okay, here we are, looking at your Facebook page. Yes, you have an automated messenger that shows up. That's good. Where are you located? What are your hours? Can you tell me more about your business? What services do you offer? Those are obviously generic. You can craft those to be anything you want. Questions about heating systems, about sewer maintenance, something about, hey, summer's coming. Do you want your HVAC checked? You can write those all day long and have them pop up. And then anybody can just click it away and it's gone. There's the picture of the family. Love it. And here's your circle logo. Aube's. Now, see, that doesn't fit. It's got the name and it's got a pipe and stuff like that, but I really want to see, I got to see something different than that. I want to see that square logo with the word Aubes across it, or perhaps Aubes across the bottom, across your family here on the bottom. Don't want to knock out the beautiful dog's head, but I want to see something better than that. Kind of squish all of those words into a little circle looks unprofessional. All right, Aubes Plumbing and Heating. You have the short name, Aubes Plumbing. Perfect. Matches your webpage. Love it. Let's move down. We're looking at, you've got some reviews here. 4.2 out of 5 based on the opinion of 13 people. That's excellent. Information belongs integrated with your webpage. So people on your webpage can see the rating you're getting on Facebook. Maybe even see some of your most recent posts on Facebook. Coming down the page, we got recommendations and reviews. Do you recommend it? You got some, hey, look at that, photos. Cool, dudes. Look at that photo. That's awesome. I definitely want to see that in the rotation on the web page. That's a great photo with an alt description, like we talked about, that when you scroll across it, it gives you a sentence about what this is. Hey, this is Joe with the 20 sinks we're about to install in the blah, 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 and you got a bunch of keywords just in that one sentence. Sinks, install sinks, you got some good keywords in there. Hey, over here, we got the related page, carry out photography. Very nice. Get that right in there. I like it. And look at that. We got and done. And it's going to be a video. I love that. Let's get that on the webpage too. Yet another place I don't want to go, most likely. That's great. New shower. See these sentences you're writing here? Those are perfect alt sentences to write for every image that you post on your webpage. And here we are yesterday, 6:39 p.m. Have you ever thought about how much water your toilet uses every time you flush? For older toilets, that figure is 3.5 gallons to 5 gallons of water. You can save thousands of gallons of water in a year by switching to a dual flush toilet. Bang! Up front. And yesterday, love it. You guys are active on your Facebook page. Many commercial plumbing installations utilize CVVPC pipe. That's from April 23rd. And April 22nd, April 16th, you ever worry, people refer to the toilet as the crapper. So you got some humor in there. It's important to remember that the lines for medical gases may not always, blah, blah, blah. The next time your toilet looks like, so I mean, and this is all from this month. So you are obviously on top of your Facebook page, and I like that. You did not, however, have a Facebook pixel on your webpage. And what that tells me is, A, you most likely have never run a Facebook ad, although I'll figure that out in a minute. And B, you don't have an integration going on between Facebook and the Facebook pixel and your webpage. What that allows you to do is anybody that likes or comments or sees or follows you on Facebook is going to be referenced on your webpage and vice versa. And you get to build a better, tighter community around your business by having integration that can be provided with a Facebook pixel. So anyways, there's the Facebook page in a nutshell. Let's look at the About section real quick. Look at that. You actually have an address, 19 Aube, and it's got your name in it. Aube Woods Way. I mean, that's totally awesome. It's 2,400 miles away from me. Did I mention I used to live in Maine? I lived in Bridgeton. My brother lives in Brunswick. And it's got your phone number. It's got Aube's plumbing and whatnot. And I bet if I click through, it's going to have an email on the larger about section. Miami, business. There you go. Craig Aubes at Gmail. Very nice. Having emails that are specific to your business is arguably more professional, but Gmail works as well. All right. So yeah, there's definitely some information here that we need to cross over to your website. And now, what is your action button? It is send message. So let's click on that. See, it opens up this guy, and that's pretty good. If somebody's watching it, then that's typically replies within 1 day. That's Facebook tracking that, seeing how fast it takes you to reply. And if this is good enough, that's okay. But you could have a different action button. You could have call. You could have schedule. You could have other types of action buttons that might do better for your business. Let's take some notes. All right, notes on the Facebook page. Logo and banner, no, but that was a very nice family photo, and you might be able to put Aube's Plumbing and Heating across the front of them without disrupting the dog's face. Image, logo, and circle, yes, but it's too squished and unreadable. Short name was perfect. Automated messenger, yes, you did. Although I would personalize or change the automatic questions to something related to plumbing and heating. Web page, address, phone, email in the about section, yes, including the address, which it's probably on the web page somewhere. I'm sure it is on the contact or something like that, but it wasn't up front, and so Google didn't see it, and they didn't add it to your Google My Business. Most recent post yesterday, perfect, but put more work photos in the post thread with a sentence on what that photo is of. Get more information, get more interaction going on with your public with things like that. Go ahead and put in jokes too. All right, let's move on. Okay, here we are at the Facebook ad library. If you have an active ad, or if you run one in the past, it should show up here, although it's not perfect. So Aube's Plumbing and Heating does not show up as any search historically on Facebook for advertising. That's what tipped me off or the fact that you did not have a pixel tipped me off that this might be the case. And nowadays, I highly recommend that you at least take out an ad on Facebook. It could be very, very low spend. It will generate some interest, at least in your Facebook page, which will drive traffic. And then the pixel integrated on your web page correlates the two. Wrap up. So what can we do for your business? The number one thing I would do for you is to claim your Google My Business for you in your name, and then customize it with your photos and information brimming with keywords to raise you up in the search results in the total areas that you serve. Even though your reviews are in pretty good shape, I want to see more of them. We can introduce a rating campaign that targets customers to rate your service. But if a customer wants to leave a bad review, 1, 2, even 3 stars, it also allows you the opportunity to interact with the customer before the review hits the web. They can still leave a bad review, but you get the chance to resolve the issue first. We can help you get more clients by showing up stronger in Google search results with some effort put in on your website, such as adding a lot more keywords to your page's title, description, and alt areas. That will go a long way in seeing you rise up in search responses. By working on your Google My Business profile and related NAP listing, name, address, phone, I can get you on map results for much more areas that you serve, the entire greater Portland area, instead of just Falmouth. I can create and integrate your business Facebook pixel and draw more attention to your page from your existing and future customers. There are specific ad campaigns that work really well on Facebook that we could run depending on where you would like to see new clients come from and target particular services, such as a fall heating service deal, something like that. Also, Google ads. We saw in the search results that several of your competitors are putting Google ads up top. Easy to do as well. So how much do we cost? Of course, that depends on what your business needs, which is why I do these videos and then talk to you to develop an action plan just for your business. But I can assure you that we are cost effective and provide an excellent return on investment through our unique holistic approach to online marketing and brand management. So give us a call and we will prepare a free, no obligation action plan for your business. We are Good News Media Solutions, and we're serving local small businesses from Alaska to Arizona and everywhere in between. That's Karen Chalky living up there in Anchorage, Alaska, and this is me, Eric Worthington, living down here in Yuma, Arizona. And you own a small business somewhere in between us, and we can help. Thank you for watching. If you would like more information about how we can help your business with some of the issues mentioned in the video and so much more, or if you have a business you want to see me review, then click, call, or email Karen or myself here at Good News Media Solutions so we can serve your business's online marketing needs. Web, email, phone, Facebook, Twitter, go for it.